Hello everyone, this is ButteryGreg here, and I'm casting game number 3 in the best of 3 series between JimRiSiNg and NoCreativity. This series, of course, was from ESEA Week 1. It's in particular, the matchup was Team Legion versus Complexity Academy. So, like I said, this is game number 3. Players are tied up 1-1. So let's get into the game and see what happens. Spawning over here on the right side, we've got JimRiSiNg as the pink Zerg again, and his opponent, of course, is NoCreativity, who is spawning as the light blue Zerg on the other side. In this case, we actually see a slight departure from earlier games. Looks like both players are going for a 10 Overlord. A little surprising. Actually, NoCreativity has forgotten his Overlord. He's going to be going for a 10 pool, not a 10 Overlord. Very interesting. The map is MLG Antiga Shipyards, and we do have cross positions here. Earlier games we saw both players start off with, let's see what happened in game 1. It's been a while, it's hard for me to remember. We had a sort of a 12 gas, 12 pool from both players on Teldarim, and it was a little bit of an early micro-circling Baneling war. NoCreativity took that, or sorry, no, JimRiSiNg took the first game. Then game 2, both players went for a 15 hatch on MLG Metalopolis, and Jim lost the macro game to NoCreativity. But here game 3 looks like we've got a 15 pool from Jim, followed by gas, versus a 10 pool from NoCreativity. However, since they are in cross positions, I don't know that NoCreativity is going to be able to scout Jim's position in time to be able to attack him. Why is it focusing on the Autonoman? So he's got to move out now with his drone to do some scouting, so that he can get his rush in. And at the moment, it looks like he's going to figure out the Jim's cross positions pretty quickly here, because his Overlord spots the bottom. He knows there's nothing here. His drone's going to the top. He's going to spot there's nothing there. So he's going to know he's got to go cross positions. But I'm not sure that it's going to be early enough for him to get to Jim's base, because Jim's pool is done now. He's got the first 6 Zerglings moving out. So Jim immediately starts making 4 Lings and a Queen, and pretty soon here he's going to start making Ling speed. He did get his gas after his pool, so he's got to wait some time before he has 100 gas. These first 6 Zerglings, though, they're moving out. Jim's almost got his first 4 Lings done, and if he pulls a couple of drones, he can easily defend against 6 Zerglings with just a Queen, 4 Lings, and some drones. There are Jim's first 4 Queens, first 4 Lings. They engage at the bottom of the ramp. Pull back real quick, try to wait for some backup in the form of a Queen or some drones. He doesn't have any Lings in production right now, but there he adds 4 more. He's got the Queen ready now, and he's going to be pretty much safe. So I don't know that NoCreativity's 10 pool went as well as he would have liked. They are kind of in the same position, except NoCreativity, of course, he took his gas a lot later. He's only got 1 drone mining, so it's going to take him a long time before he has enough money for Ling speed. Whereas Jim has Ling speed halfway done. He's got a number of Zerglings. He's taking his expansion. And he's got this Queen up, of course, in his base, whereas NoCreativity is only... no, never mind, he already has a Queen. I thought he was just starting his Queen. He's starting his second Queen. So Jim is going to go for a little bit of a counterattack here. It's probably not going to do very much damage because NoCreativity has been massing up Zerglings, but we got to remember that Jim does have the advantage of having Ling speed. And in a Zergling versus Zergling battle, if you have Ling speed, it lets you get a much better positioning on your opponent, because you can always jump forward and pull back, sort of, and maintain a semi-surround on your opponent's army. Jim does pop up the ramp there, but he sees those 2 Queens blocking the path, and he's going to retreat. Looks like NoCreativity is going to transition into Banelings, and Jim's actually also doing exactly the same thing. There's sort of a standard series of transitions that you make in ZVZ, where you open with Speedlings, and then you get Banelings, then you get Roaches, and then after that you get your layer tech, and you see some really diversity of decisions. You know, some players either go for Mutalisks, well, a lot of players go Mutalisks, other players go straight for Infestors or Hydralisks, and at that point it really comes down to scouting what you decide to make. But the first several transitions you're going through, Lings, Banelings, and Roaches, is pretty much scripted in ZVZ, unfortunately. It's kind of like how 4-Gate used to be, how you had to play PvP. You have to do Ling, Bling, and then Roach in ZVZ. Oh, ton of Banelings coming out, but Jim's able to evade them. Pulls back. He's got his hatchery done, whereas NoCreativity has just now started his, so he's going to have a pretty big economic advantage as the game continues. Actually, I believe he also has He has an advantage in the Zergling count, but he does have to be careful about these Banelings, because just 1 or 2 Banelings could easily kill a very large blob of Zerglings. See this queen moving out for no reason off the creep. Man, my tongue is just not working today. I keep falling over words. Very unfortunate. I'm a little bit surprised. Jim has not gotten layer tech, and he has also not made a Roach Warren yet. I would have expected to see a little bit more tech out of him, given that he's not massing units for some kind of null in. You know, he's getting economy and he's mining a lot of gas, but he's not spending it. So I would really expect to see him make a tech decision here. Since he's taking the second gas before getting his layer tech, suggests to me that he's going to be going for Mutalisks and he's going to be skipping Roaches entirely. Or I'm sure he'll add a Roach Warren eventually, because Roaches are sort of a good, meaty unit to have in your army. So yeah, there's the Roach Warren, but I imagine he's going to start that layer tech pretty soon and try to get some Mutalisks. And at this point, NoCreativity really needs to make something happen. He's been behind on the economy for quite some time, and he unfortunately he doesn't have enough Zerglings here to do any real damage. So he really just lost everything in that attack. So he really needs to come up with a very big push. He's got the Roach Warren almost done. He's going to finish at the same time as JimRiSiNg. But if he doesn't win the game with a large push in the near future, because he's so far behind on economy, look at that, Jim's got about 400 more minerals per minute than NoCreativity does. If he doesn't make a big push to try to win the game soon, he's going to fall too far behind and he's going to be unable to overcome his deficit here. I'm amazed, still no layer tech out of Jim, whereas NoCreativity is going for layer tech. And as long as Jim doesn't just show up and kill him with a large Ling Roach army, layer tech could be the only way for NoCreativity to get back into this game. If he gets Mutalisks out while Jim doesn't have layer tech or doesn't have Mutalisks of his own, he has no way to deal with them. And Mutalisks can easily pick off all these drones in that case and really sort of reset the economy. His only worry would be losing to a massive Roach push. Roaches are extremely effective if your opponent goes mass Mutalisks, because Mutalisks take a very, very long time to kill Roaches. So you really have a good opportunity to just go to your opponent's base and kill all of his buildings before he's able to clean out your army, even though you can't attack air. Some really nice creep spread from NoCreativity. Haven't really been pointing that out earlier, but he's doing really well. He's already almost at the middle of the map, whereas Jim is just kind of getting out of his natural now. Well, NoCreativity's layer tech's done. It looks like he is opting for going for Burrow and Glial Reconstitution, or Roach Speed. So I'm a little surprised by this decision. I think he doesn't know what Jim's tech is. I think if he saw that Jim didn't have a layer, he would definitely be skipping some of these Roach upgrades and would be trying to get a Spire very, very quickly so that he could get Mutalisks out on the field. He does scout for this third. He sees there's nothing there. So of course he sees this large Roach push coming out. So we're going to see him transition into making only units for as long as he can until these Roaches get here. He's got a decent number of Roaches, but he's going to throw down some emergency spine crawlers to try to bolster his defenses a little bit. This is a huge army streaming in here, though, from Jim. He's got some Banelings to support his Ling and Roach. Hopefully he'll wait before moving in until his army sort of coalesces. No, he's just going to run in immediately. Massive ball of Zerglings, but these Banelings are going to do some pretty big damage. No, he manages to sneak them through. Wow. He's got his own ball of Banelings there, but they get picked off by the Roaches really quickly. And now Jim's got a huge Roach advantage. NoCreativity is forced to pull all of his drones. His spine crawler's finished, but I don't think it's going to be enough because Jim can run up into the main, and there are no static defenses up here. Snipe that queen really quickly. There's basically no army left here, so he's not going to be able to deal with these Roaches, and Jim's going to be able to pick off almost all these drones. He's coming up with the Roach defense. Oh, looks like he's actually getting the upper hand. I'm a little bit impressed here. But some Lings coming in from behind, and I think Jim's going to take this pretty quickly here. He's just given up on killing NoCreativity's Roaches. He's just trying to snipe as many drones as he can. He's got to target fire them down, of course. Got a bunch more Lings coming in. They're not even attacking Roaches. They're just focusing on this Roach Warren for some reason. Probably because he moved them up here and they just automatically attacked it. NoCreativity looks like he's in a really bad spot now. He's only got a couple of drones left. Like I said, I think Ooh, oh wow, he missed that. He's got to go handle those. Unbelievable. He was right there with those roaches. He saw those banelings morphing and apparently decided to walk away. He's going to go for the massive counter attack. Jim doesn't really have any units massed up here, but he's got some spine crawlers. They might finish before the roaches get here, but they certainly won't finish before the zerglings get here. He's got 10 of his own roaches coming out. He needs to block the ramp with these queens. Nope, nothing. However, those banelings did spawn and they killed a ton of drones, but it's not as important as this attack over here. Looks like Jim's able to force him back, so I think NoCreativity has realized that he's lost the game. Ooh, throwing down a little bit of BM, saying you're good at cheese. That's pretty funny because NoCreativity opens with a 10 pool and Jim opened with a 15 pool, and he got a second base a lot sooner. Oh well, it's always funny when people BM each other, especially when they're wrong, like in this situation. Anyway, Jim takes the series 2-1, so that's another point for Team Legion in ESEA Season 10. Thanks for watching, guys, and of course, if you see this on Sunday, we have another match tonight, which is going to be on my stream, twitch.tv/ButteryGreg. It's going to be Team Legion against Area 51 Gaming. It's a team that I'm not very familiar with, but they are in ESEA, so we're going to be playing them tonight, so you guys should tune in. I'm not sure what time it is. Check out the Legion's website at lgn.the-legion.net, and check us out on Twitter. We're going to have all the updates on there while the matches are going and everything. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon, hopefully.